All right. Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for being on the call this morning. Very much appreciate it. It is another wonderful day here at Health Plan Markets in the middle of AEP and the first week of open enrollment for individual and family plans. It's 9:03 on November 7th. Thank you guys for being here. As we always do, we're going to start our call with our mission. It is to improve the lives of our community with affordable health care. Thank you for being a part of that mission, and thank you for helping our folks out there. All right. We're going to cruise through the call today because we do have a special guest that's with us today. We have Susan from United Healthcare, and she's going to join us here in just a few minutes and talk about all the updates and great things that are happening at United, just so everybody has what they need going forward for the rest of AEP. And that's on the Medicare side, by the way. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into this week's training calendar just so you guys have an idea of what's going on. As you know, it's pretty light on the training calendar for, during the enrollment season, but just want to make sure that everyone's aware that every week at 8:30, if you have the training calendar, just pop in there. And Tom has loaded in our Medicare Shop 23 enrollment video. If you're using our eApp system to quote and enroll and to send scopes and enrollment packets, congratulations, you guys are on the right path. If you're still not using this software, please make sure that you get a training session set up with somebody on our team so we can get you up to speed. But this quick video here will get you at least that high level overview, especially on the call recording capabilities as well. Tom's contact information is there if you have any questions and you need a one-on-one session. He's available to help with you there just to get you up to speed. And if you have questions or concerns about Medicare Shop, you guys, you know that you can reach us at support@askhpm.com, and we'll talk through that as well. And again, that training session's every day, Monday through Friday. It looks like 8:30, 9:30. Just check the training calendar and the links in there. Also, this morning, Care Plus is doing an Orlando benefit review as well, and that's at 9 o'clock. So if that's happening right now, so if after this call you want to jump on there and just double check your Care Plus benefit review, you can do that. That's happening today from 9 to 10. Also today, Humana is doing their benefit review at 1 o'clock, and that's in North Orlando. You can jump on there. It's a virtual session as well. That's pretty much it for the training this week. Thursday this week, Devoted's doing a coffee and chat session as they always do at 11:30. That's geared towards Jacksonville, but anyone can join there. And then there's a special event for Devoted and IMA, which is happening this Friday, which is Veterans Day. But that is happening at Blue Martini at 6 p.m. So if anyone's interested in joining that, that's a nice little soiree they're doing. Devoted and IMA are getting together on Friday at 6 at the Blue Martini in Orlando on I Drive. So if you're in the Orlando market, it might be a little fun time to get out there and, start your fun weekend there. We are closed this Friday for Veterans Day as it stands. And as you guys know, there is a possible hurricane happening out there this weekend. So what we're going to be doing is watching that storm and seeing what that thing is going to be doing. So I'm going to pull that up here. Looks like my screen is frozen a bit. There we go. And just share with you, it looks like they did name the storm yesterday, and looks like it's going to be Nicole, which is out there that's threatening us this week. It does look like the storm's going to be hitting us Wednesday evening, Thursday during the day. So, for the safety of the team, we may be closed either late Wednesday or all day Thursday. I'll keep you guys posted. As long as we don't lose power and electric like some of us did last time, we'll be here to support you. For all others, I know that you have scheduled appointments for this week. Just make sure that you're keeping safe. You're off the road on Wednesday and Thursday, and let the storm pass through, and make sure that you're safe and sound so we don't have any issues. We want to make sure that you're A-OK out there, okay? So that as it stands, storm coming in to us, it looks like it's going to hit us on Wednesday evening, Thursday. So we might have an extended weekend. Just please make sure that you're staying safe and reschedule those appointments that you need if necessary. So I appreciate you guys being careful out there. Do want to recognize our top producers for AEP so far. We've had some really great success with our EAP system with Medicare Shop. Thank you guys for using Medicare Shop. And I just want to do a couple of shout outs and a thank you to those folks that are using it and really, really making their lives easier and their clients easier when they're onboarding into their new health plan. So congratulations to Mark Oster, #1 agent this year. Very proud of his work and the 180 spin on EAPS. I'm really happy for you. Great job there, buddy. Also, Kelly Harrington, congratulations. You're up there. Angela Cano, Rose Coffee, and Louis Irani. Great job, guys. All of you are just excelling at using Medicare Shop. I'm very proud to see the adoption rate year over year. I mean, this is the future, guys. Obviously, this is a way that everyone's doing business, and it's just what's going to happen here. So, really great job. I'm happy to see that the enrollments are coming in across the board that way. So, keep them coming. And if you have questions or concerns, or if you need help with Medicare Shop, please let us know. We want to continue to support you in any way that we can. Speaking of support, as a reminder, I'm trying to send out just a notification every week to remind you that we do have new support channels at Health Plan Markets. And the easy one is the email. And again, I'll post it in the chat as well. But support at askhpm.com. If you have any questions, concerns, rude remarks, you can send them to support at askhpm.com. And we have eyes on that all day, every day, Monday through Friday, 9 to 6. But as always, you can always call us or text us at our regular number, 844-696-3975. Some of you just want a quick text, or you want to check in on something that you might be busy and you don't really need a phone call. You can text us there. Just want to remind you of that. And then, of course, on our website at joinhpm.com, you can chat with us there too. And the team's on standby. So if you have any questions, you can pop in here, and I'm just showing you where that is. There's a little purple button on the bottom. And you'll just click that. And some of the things that we have on there are quick answers, like how do I check my selling permissions on Medicare Shop, and that opens up an article. And we've got some great things that are kind of self-service on the website. And you could search for an article or an idea in case you are asking something, or if you want to talk live with somebody, you can email us or you can chat with us here. Okay, so please make sure that you know that you can go there and get chat support as well. So fun little tool. We've had a few folks that were experimenting with that, and happy to help and glad to see that you guys are using that as well. All right. Want to talk about a quick couple of subjects here that are popping up. The first one being, let me see, I'm going to switch screens here. All right. The first one being the late enrollment penalty. Okay, so WellCare put out a nice little PDF here, and I'm sharing my screen. If you check your email, this was sent to you by WellCare last week, and they talk about the late enrollment penalty. We're also going to save this in the gold key, but the late enrollment penalty, one of the main things, and you could read this on your own, it talks about what the enrollment penalty is, what's credible coverage, how is it calculated. They give an example in here. It's really great. But one thing that I just want to remind folks is that when a person has a late enrollment penalty, you're discussing benefits with a zero premium. But sometimes if they have a late enrollment penalty, that's being collected by the carrier. Okay, and this could come back as a Section A or CTM, however you want to describe that, compliance ticket, and it will say, hey, this person told me that I'm I was supposed to pay zero, but now I'm getting charged a premium, and so that's tied to the late enrollment penalty. So just slow down, make sure that you explain that late enrollment penalty, and if they are subject to that late enrollment penalty, please make sure that that you describe what may happen here and how they can appeal that decision. They can definitely do that through CMS. So there's instructions on how to do that. So this is a great document just to keep by your side. Okay. The other thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about was there seems to be an uptick in compliance between Humana and CarePlus. And in that particular situation, it seems like clients are being confused that CarePlus is a Humana plan inside Humana, but Humana and CarePlus are both separate companies. There's two different brands, two different companies. They're totally operate separately. However, Humana is a subsidiary. I'm sorry, CarePlus is a subsidiary of Humana. Humana owns CarePlus, but they do operate completely separate. Okay, they are two separate companies. But it seems like clients are getting confused by that. So just very quickly here, we're going to talk about, a couple of quick questions, frequently asked questions. Can I describe Humana and CarePlus as the same company? The answer is no. We just talked about that. There are two different companies. How do I describe the relationship between CarePlus and Humana? You can state CarePlus is a subsidiary of Humana. However, CarePlus offers and administers their own set of plans separate from Humana. Each plan has a different set of benefits. If a member is considering enrolling in a CarePlus plan, but is more familiar with Humana, can I say that they would still be part of the Humana family? The answer is no. CarePlus is a wholly owned subsidiary of Humana, but the plans and services offered by CarePlus are completely separate from Humana plans and services. Can CarePlus be offered as a Humana plan? No, CarePlus plans are not a type of Humana plan. CarePlus is its own Medicare Advantage plan with its own contract with CMS. Do not imply Humana services or plan benefits are available to CarePlus members or the other way around. Selling CarePlus is a Humana plan can lead to allegations, disenrollments, and compensation reductions. If a member is enrolled in a CarePlus plan, are they a Humana member? No, CarePlus members are not Humana members. Can CarePlus members use Humana resources like My Humana and Humana's network of providers? No, CarePlus has its own separate member portal, network of providers, and other resources. CarePlus member ID will only give the cardholder access to CarePlus resources. Can I discuss CarePlus plans star ratings when selling a Humana plan or vice versa? No. Each plan receives their own star ratings, and CarePlus star ratings and Humana star ratings are discussed separately by each company through press releases and on their respective sites. There's two different cards, two different IDs, two different customer services. They are completely separate in a way. I don't see that happening a lot with us guys, but it is happening out there in the industry. So I was told that I needed to discuss this with you. And so that is done now. So I appreciate that. And so, that's one of the confusions that you have with companies owning other companies. We see this happen a lot. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. But we do have someone that has joined us, Miss Susan Hartmann. I'm going to unmute you here and give you share access. Susan, can you hear us?
I can. Good morning.
Good morning. And I know you heard all that confusion, but there's no confusion on United Healthcare, right?
Well, that's why I'm here today, to help
Awesome.
mitigate that confusion. And thank you so much for having me. I'm going to, Cindy said just hit the little share button at the bottom. Is that correct?
Yep. So I
All
just
right.
enabled that for you. And so
Let
you
me
should be
see how
able to
that goes.
share your screen. We can hear you great. So thank you for that.
Okay, one moment kindly. I'm getting in.
Yeah, take your time. So
Thank
guys,
you.
Susan is and correct me if I'm wrong, the agent sales manager for Central Florida. And she's here to help with any questions, concerns that you might have with United Healthcare.
Correct. And I was
Awesome.
just going to start. Can you see my screen, Justin?
We can. It's beautiful. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. And I thank you again for having me. And I know I've
Mhm.
got about 10 minutes-ish. So I'm going to just go ahead, and I wanted to review some big things. I want to thank everybody for your business, for empowering people to know about United Healthcare's plans. And I wanted to touch on a couple of things just as a reminder of what we do. So as you know, when we had our rollout, we called it Experience the Difference. And the big thing this year for United Healthcare is no referrals. So I'm going to just dive deep into that a little bit to make sure that it's clear and we have a good understanding of what exactly that means today. So I want to take a look at our HMO POS plan. This is our core Medicare HMO plan, Plan 30. And a couple of things I just want to point out are that, first of all, the HMO-POS. The POS in all of our plans here in Central Florida specifically refers to the dental only. So the dental plans that are embedded into the Medicare Advantage plans all have in and out of network ability. So of course, if you stay in the network, your dollar will go further. However, all of the plans have the ability to have the member go out of network and file for reimbursement. And so specifically, that's what that POS stands for. So what's new with our HMO this year, besides the fact that we lowered all of the things you see highlighted in light blue, like the maximum out-of-pocket exposure, is now at $2,900. So everything that's in light blue has been decreased, has been lowered. But what's so amazing about this plan, and why are we excited about this plan this year? Because our AARP Medicare Advantage HMO POS plan not only has a nationwide network, which means that your members have access from the Panhandle to the Keys to receive specialist care with no referral. But when your member steps outside the state of Florida, perhaps they have a hip operation they need to have, and they want to go stay and rehab with their children. Perhaps their kids live in New York. So when they go, they have access to care in New York at any of our network providers. And all of that goes towards their move, the $2,900. So again, one of the reasons that we're so excited about this plan this year is because it has no referrals in the state of Florida. But then when I step outside the state of Florida, I also have no referrals whatsoever. I'm going to pause there and see if anybody has any questions about that, Justin.
Yeah, and guys, you can unmute yourself on the call. You should have the ability to do so. So if you do have any questions, go ahead and answer them now. Just quickly looking at this though, Susan, the point of service. Can you elaborate a little bit on what happens when a member wants to see a doctor that's not in the United Healthcare network, but they want to go see that doctor? What does that access look like? What are the permissions? That kind of thing.
Exactly. So again, the POS specifically and only goes towards the dental. So for medical, for A and B of Medicare, there's no POS. It's a true HMO, meaning that we have in-network care only other than emergent and urgent. But it's confusing, right? Because at POS, I think we're the only people that have that. And you would normally think POS, A and B. So I can go to a doctor outside the network if I get permission. But that's specifically and only for the dental on all of our plans here in Central Florida when you see a POS.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Absolutely. Anything else about that? Okay, another thing I do want to mention is that for diagnostic colonoscopies and mammograms, we are at zero copay. So preventative has been that way for years since the ACA instituted it, but our diagnostic colonoscopies and mammograms are also 0% or $0. Another thing is that our cardiology rehab is also $0. So I know the competition out there is not quite there yet, but for cardiac rehab, we are at zero. I'm going to touch on that dental in a little bit. Didn't want to touch on that, but I'm going to move forward. But do notice there's a flat fee for dental on this plan, $1,500 towards the dental. And that dental is first dollar dental, no co-insurance, no ADA codes. So, and we're now covering implants. So that's a big deal. Everybody kept saying, are you going to have implants? And finally, this year we do have implants. We have crowns, root canals, extractions, dentures, implants, and they all have that zero copayment. Also, in our dental plans, we down-tiered 5 commonly used drugs during and after dental procedures to tier 1. I'm going to jump forward, but before I jump forward on my OTC this year, new for United, our core members are able to go in and out of their store with their member ID card, which we know is called the U card. And so they're able to utilize that in and out of the store online as well. Winn-Dixie, Walmart, Publix, Walgreens, CVS. So they're able to go in and out of the store and utilize their card, which makes it much more simplistic for them.
Yeah,
Now I wanted to touch on our CSNP plan. And maybe, Justin, if I have 5 minutes left, go ahead and ding me so that I'll go.
Oh, yeah,
quick.
you're good. You're good to go.
So something about our chronic special needs plan. Again, you see that POS at the top, specifically and only for the dental. But here are some highlights on my Walgreens HMO CSNP plan. First of all, we have a $25 insulin copay through the donut hole. So that's straight through. The other thing about this plan is that this is a true HMO, meaning that you will need a referral to go see a specialist in the state of Florida. So the whole state of Florida, from the Panhandle to the Keys, you have access to care. But what about if you need, so this is, diabetes and heart disease. So what if you need, and you're going to plan on having a stint, sometimes that's not an emergency, and you need to go stay with your kids because you're going to rehab. When you step outside of Florida, you have access to our nationwide network with these same in-network copays, a MOOP of only $2,900 with no referrals necessary. So example on that is my own father, who's now not with us anymore, but he had to have a valve transplant, and he decided to have it at St. Francis Hospital in New York State. And so he went to New York and had that transplant, and he was able to do that when he was out of state, no referrals required, and all of the fees went towards that maximum out-of-pocket exposure. So that is a big differentiator with us. Again, that this plan, in the state of Florida, Panhandle to the Keys has access to network, referrals required. But when I step outside, no referrals required. I like this plan better than my HMO. When I'm out there in the field and I'm talking with the agents or at a meeting, I'm always pushing this one. And, I say, this year, if you have heart disease or diabetes, it's a good thing with United Healthcare because we have a very rich plan. As you can see, because they're side by side, this plan not only has that $25 insulin, where my HMO has the $35, but I'm going to give you $2,000 towards your dental. I'm also going to give you $100 a month OTC and healthy food debit cards. So that's embedded in the plan. They can go to Walmart, Publix, Winn-Dixie, Walgreens, CVS, and they're going to be able to use that money as they wish to purchase a little of each or maybe all food, whatever they want. Somebody asked me the other day, are Cheerios considered healthy food? I don't think that they are. I know that Fruit Loops aren't. But they can use that money as they wish. And that money, it is use it or lose it each and every month. But that's an extra $1,200 a year in their pocket. Not only that, but on this specific plan, because it is a chronic plan, we also are giving the personal emergency response system to our members at no cost to them. I'm going to pause for a moment kindly. And are there any questions?
Yeah, there's a couple in the chat here. So Marissa asks, what do members have to tell the dentist when they access appointments? Some members have reported that dentists say they don't take Medicare. What's your best practice on that?
That's a great question, because that is always a point of confusion. And we know that there's a lot of changeover at the front office of any dental office or the physician's office. So what my recommendation is, they can call member services. That's one of the options. And member services will set up that appointment. But on the member ID card, which is also called the U card, it's going to have the dental emblem, and they can call and verify the benefits. So I would have the member, have the dentist office call and verify benefits ahead of time, so they'll see that, there is coverage and how much the coverage is. If they're filing out of network for reimbursement, some dentists will bill us and some won't. So if they are not going to bill us, the member would go ahead and submit the bills, and those reimbursement forms are found on the portal. But if anybody needs them, I can go ahead and send them if need be.
And just a reminder, guys, to make life even easier than that, we have a member services department here. Remember, through our Spark platform. So all you got to do is open a ticket in your CRM, and we'll
Yeah,
take
that's
over
what
and
I was
handle
going to
all that
ask.
for you.
That's dynamite. That's
Yep.
dynamite.
One more question here we have. How is access to the national UHC network with the HMO different than the access to national network with the PPO? Same specialist?
That is a great question. Thank you, because I
Hmm.
actually should have went over that, but I planted that question in the audience. So, a silly question that we ask sometimes, just to kind of make sure that new agents understand, is I'll say, I would pose the question: tell me, with United Healthcare, which network is larger, our PPO network or our HMO network? And then I would wait for the answer. So the answer is that the PPO and HMO network is the same network nationwide. What the PPO does is allows the member to step outside of the network and have access to care. So the network with 1.6 mil providers nationwide is the exact same network with our core plans.
Awesome. Second part to that question, do clients have to activate the passport to use HMO network outside of Florida?
Another fantastic question. So with this plan, Plan 30 and Plan 48, they do not need to access Passport because there's no Passport in these plans. That was a couple of years ago. They did have it, and we do have some plans that have Passport. Those are not sold here in Central Florida, and so I'm not going to speak to them today because I'm not a guru on them. But we do have one of those up in the villages, and I believe it's called a Focus Plan, and that has a actual Passport benefit. But with these plans, Plan 30, Plan 48, and the PPO plan that we'll bring up shortly, they have access to care anywhere in the nationwide network, and they do not have to activate or deactivate anything.
Awesome.
Anything else on that, sir?
Oh, we're good. Thank you.
And then we have our PPO. So why would a member choose the PPO? A member would choose the PPO because they are in love. They are married to an out-of-network physician. You know, it's interesting, but one of the things that I always encourage people to ask when you indeed find that somebody has a doctor that's not in the network is that doctor important to you? Because that doctor may not be important to them, or it might be the doctor that has saved their life. So it's important to do that needs assessment up front. But as you can see on our PPO, we also did lower some of the copays. We've got the $1,000 dental. So if all physicians are in network with United Healthcare, and that's the plan of choice for you, for your member, you can see that you're going to get more bang for your buck, so to say, with that HMO, and you have access to care anywhere in the nation. The benefits are a little bit lower on the PPO, as far as you're going to have $1,000 towards the dental. You're going to get $45 a quarter for the OTC debit card as opposed to $50 on an HMO. Truly, this year, I believe that, and I see it happening like flying off the shelf, at Christmas time, the Walgreens plan is selling quite a bit. Please don't be confused that United Healthcare Medicare Advantage Walgreens C-SNP plan has that Walgreens branding. That does not mean they only have access to Walgreens. They have access to any of our 65,000 network pharmacies. As another thing this year, United removed all of the deductibles off of our prescription drugs. So that was another exciting thing that we did. And now I'm going to jump over to my dual plans. And as we know, and Dustin, I've never gotten to sit on your weekly calls, but I love the way you go over things and empower your people to know what's going on in the industry and help them. It's so important. Hopefully I can get on your calendar, Justin. We also do a coffee and chat every Monday and every Friday. On Monday, it's from 4 to 5, and on Friday, it's from 3 to 5. So I'd love if I'm allowed to be on your calendar for that.
Absolutely.
With our United Healthcare dual special needs plans, you see we have an HMO, we have a PPO, and again, we've got that POS at the top, specifically and only for the dental. Now, these plans, unlike my My core plans have access to the state of Florida network, and then emergent and urgent care, of course, anywhere in the world. But here, these plans don't have access to that same nationwide network as my cores do. And some of the big things that are important to know about our plans, I believe, is that these plans are best suited for the following Medicare, Medicaid beneficiaries: QMB plus, Slim B plus, full benefit dual eligible, and QMB. So not QDWI, QI1, and Slim B. And the reason for that is because they do not have full Medicaid benefits, and they would perhaps will have cost share for their A and
Hmm.
B.
Yep.
And you have a lot of plans that you can sell to your members. You have choices. So that being said, you wouldn't want to expose them to that. And you can see over on the right, it's a little bit tiny because I had to copy and paste that in here, but it shows that oval that's buttoned in, and it says designed for full dual. So one thing about these two plans that I believe is exciting this year, and it's a differentiator, is that all of the formulary on both of these plans, every prescription drug on the formulary, no matter what the LIS level is, they have a zero copay. So that's a big benefit for your members. And then extremely rich ancillary benefits. We see 4,000 towards dental with zero copay on my HMO and 3,500 on my PPO. On the eyewear, up to $550 per year, standard lenses covered at no cost. And that's one of the differences between United and some of the other carriers, is that we have $0 for annual eye exams, and then that money goes towards the frames, because progressive, standard progressive, trifocal, bifocal, and scratch resistance are covered at no cost. So the up to 550 is for the frame specifically. The hearing aids, again, United Healthcare owns the company, so we're United Healthcare Vision, United Healthcare Hearing. Renew Active, look at that HMO. We're giving them a Fitbit. Along with their Renew Active Fitness program, which, we in just say it's the gold standard. Well, if you're in the Olympics, do you want to win silver or do you want to win gold? Well, we all want to win gold. United used to participate with Healthways in silver sneakers, but then United, being a Fortune 5, decided we're going to do it and we're going to do it better. So we're going to do our own Renew Active. We have access to all the same gyms plus premium gyms like Club Pilates and the RDV Fitness Center and things like that. So we also have reciprocity. They can go anywhere, and maybe they want to swim at the Y and they want to do Pilates at the Club Pilates. They can do that as well. But on that HMO, you see, we do give a Fitbit. On the PPO, we don't. The meal plan. Meal program, when they get out of the hospital, 28 meals over 14 days, unlimited times per year. That's through the mom's meals. And then here's the big one. Here's one that's really important. We know that chickens have raised their prices. We're all feeling it when we go to the store. So on this plan, we're going to give $255 a month on my HMO, $205 a month, and that money can be dispersed however your member wants. They want to put it all in Band-Aids, OTC, and Analgesics. They can do it. If they want to put it in food, or they can utilize it for their utilities. This money is replenished each and every month. It does not build, so it's a use it or lose it as well. You may ask, well, Susan, how do they pay their utilities? Do they call and just tell the U-card number? No, they can do it one of two ways. They can either go to the Walmart Money Center, where Walmart's with us in network, right? So they could also food shop and get their OTC there, and they can bring their utility bill and pay it there, or they can call member services and member services will do it for them. One extra added benefit on that to know, to be helpful for your members, is, a lot of families live together. These days, there's a lot of, grandparents living with the parents and the children. So perhaps your member lives with someone else, whether it be a family member or not. And so they help to pay the utility card, your utility bill, the food bill, the gas bill or the electric bill. Your member, as long as the phone number and the address is tied to your member's ID card, they'll be able to pay that utility bill. So example, I don't, but say I live with Justin and Justin rents me a room in his house. As long as his number and address is linked to my account, I can pay his utility bill. So that's just an added thing. Of course, our plans give 72 one-way trips to or from approved locations for the transportation. And if they are QMB plus, then of course they have unlimited transportation because they have the wrap. Any questions about any of this, Justin, on the dual?
No, I mean, I could tell you it's industry leading. You know, the PPO is been there for years. Tons of members. It makes it super easy to access benefits. And one thing that is really standing out is you guys have made the decision to loop in all of these ancillary benefits into the member card, and you don't know how powerful and easy that is to use versus having to remember your OTC card or your, you know, utility card or whatever cards that they're using, because all these carriers are sending out all these cards and the members are getting confused. So having one card to access all of these benefits makes it very, very easy. So I say kudos to that. One question that we'll probably get here is on the OTC, does it roll over to the next month?
No, it's a each
Okay.
and every month. Use it
Yep.
and lose it, or
Thank you.
lose it. Use it
Yep.
or lose it. And so that leads right to the next one. We couldn't have planned that better.
There you go.
But so any fans out here of the Lord of the Rings? So,
Yeah.
you know, one ring to rule them all. Well, I'm just goofy because I have a son. And so it's one card to rule them all.
Yeah.
And this is just an example of what that card looks like. I just wanted to plop it up here so that y'all can see it. And you can see the U card. This is not a debit card. That's a scan code on the back. Excuse me one moment. That's a scan code. And you can see that on the right, it shows the Medicare National Network. It has all the provider phone numbers for them to reach the payer ID. And then on the left, it shows United Healthcare plan name, HMO with dental. So the dental, again, is notated on here so that the dental provider will be able to reach out and verify benefits.
Awesome.
Excuse
So
me.
yeah, no problem. So that card number, security code on the back, that QR code, they just at the store or wherever they're doing their benefits, they just scan that, and then, you know, that's how they're able to access their OTC and things like that. Is that right?
Exactly.
Got
And
it.
their renew rewards are even loaded in here. So when you do
Mhm.
the health assessment, which we're paying $75 in Central Florida for the health assessment, but when you do the health assessment for your member, they get an incentive. It's 10 or 15. I don't know which. So if you're going to tell them the amount, please only say 10. But that extra money gets loaded into their renew rewards. It gets loaded in their card. So perhaps I'm on the Dual Complete LP, the HMO, and I get $255 a month. Remember, it's OTC, healthy food, and utilities. But maybe I want to buy brownies because I love chocolate. Well, I can't buy that with my healthy food allocation. But if I have renew rewards in there, for tracking my steps, for doing my health assessment, for getting my flu shot, then I can use those extra dollars to purchase those goodies.
And by the way, guys, as a reminder, the health assessment that Susan was mentioning is automatically done inside Medicare Shop. So when you finish the app, it's right there. It's a big yellow button, complete assessment. Click it, and it's baked into our enrollment platform. So that's new for 2022, moving into 2023. So it makes it super easy. There really is no reason why you shouldn't be grabbing that extra $75. I think it's like a 15, 20 questionnaire or something like that. So super easy. Make that extra money and help your members have a better experience onboarding.
Absolutely. And there's a couple that perhaps the questions might be sensitive, but it says member refuses to answer. So if they don't want to answer something, you just check that off and it still completes it. But it does do exactly what Justin said. It's going to help your member. It's going to help United Healthcare reach out to the member with perhaps information that they may need to live a healthier life. So these are just some bullet points with United Healthcare that we have. You know, United Healthcare prides itself on access to care. In the state of Florida, we have over 9,450 PCPs, over 24,000 specialists, over 199 hospitals, including the SHAN system. And we have no county boundaries like we talked about with any of the
Mhm.
plans, no county boundaries. For the National Medicare Network, which is included on our HMO, PPO, and CSNP, no need of activation or referrals. That's just kind of a reminder. No limits, and the in-network copays go towards that MOOP. And that great question that someone asked me previously, what's the difference between the PPO HMO and the HMO network? There is no difference. It is the same exact network. Don't forget that United Healthcare not only has the access to care physically when they go to the doctors, but we also have the Amwell app. And that's where your member at no cost has access to a licensed physician online on a tablet or online, a smartphone. They also have access to behavioral health through Optum. And we have the 24/7 nurse line as well as Optum RX. So those are just more helpful ways for your members to access care. So there's that statewide network from the Panhandle to the Keys, our national network. We have $0 worldwide coverage, emergency room coverage throughout. And like the other carriers, for us, when you go to the emergency room, if you're going in the ambulance and you're brought to the emergency and you're admitted within 24 hours, it is waived. Air and ground ambulance is the same copay on our plans. And there's those virtual different ways to access care. I don't know if anybody knows, but for that nurse line, perhaps your member's grandchild, they're babysitting their grandchild and the grandchild runs a high fever. Your member can actually use nurse line, call up and ask questions about anybody's medical situation in the house. So any
Wow.
human, no pets, but all humans.
That's great.
I've
Uh,
actually used that and it's a big help. So
awesome.
go ahead.
Yeah, we've got to wrap up here. I know you got one more slide
Thank you.
here,
No,
so
thank you
abs
so much.
absolutely.
I'll just leave that there. And then
Per
you can take away the thing from me. The
absolutely.
screen. All right. Thank you
Absolutely, yeah.
so much. I'm just going to poke my phone number up here if you
Oh,
guys want to
yes.
snapshot it, if that's
Yeah, I was gonna
okay.
ask you because I have it in the chat here as well, guys.
Um,
So if you would just want to copy paste that, that might be a little bit easier. So you're in Orange Seminole, and then Jesse is in Orange Osceola.
Correct.
So
And Yessi is fully bilingual. So if we have anybody
awesome.
that speaks Spanish on here that prefers to hear it in Spanish, un poquito español, Susana. But Yessi can help you.
That's fantastic. And I know you guys work in tandem, so if you
Yes,
want to
sir.
call Susan to connect with Jesse, that's fine too, and vice versa. So we appreciate all of that.
Thank
And
you.
Susan, we'll have to have you back. One thing that I'll do is if you can send me those coffee and chat dates, we'll get them on our
Yes, sir.
calendar, and then I'll also connect you to our friend Tom Ryan, who is going to reach out to you, and we could do a 30-minute session for you, and
Lovely.
and we'll do a video and we'll send it out to everyone, all of our agents, even the ones that aren't on this call today, and that way they have a deeper dive into why they should be offering United for 2023. So
Thank you so kindly for your
yeah.
time, Justin, and everyone on the call. I really appreciate it. And I hope everyone stays safe this week.
Absolutely. Thank you, Susan. And thank you guys. We will see you next Monday. Have a safe holiday weekend here. And please make sure that, that you have a good time this weekend if you can. But rest up and please take care of your members. We really appreciate everything that you're doing there. All right, guys, have a fantastic day and good luck out there.